This was really kind of a last minute thing, and I called Jess, and Jess called Alex, and one thing led to another, but I'm really appreciative of the opportunity to play. I actually came to Philadelphia to install a kitchen, and I figured if I'm gonna be installing kitchens, I might as well see if I can do a few gigs while I'm here. And I had to go to a wedding in Connecticut for a family friend's wedding, so it all worked out great. This is going to be really kind of casual and laid back. That's kind of who I am, especially in this environment. We're not in a big concert hall and that kind of stuff, so we get to actually see each other. And if you feel like you need to get up and have a wine or whatever, I mean, drink. Feel free to do that. I'm not going to be offended, okay? This is going to be like hanging out in my living room, just a little bit bigger space, than what we have. So, my good friend here, Margaret Emily Graham, I met at Swan and Oak gathering a few years ago, and she came in and took my accordion class, and I was amazed because she opened this case, and she'd never picked up the accordion before that day. And by the end of the week, she had 2 tunes learned up to tempo by the end of the week. And she's not playing the accordion tonight, but she happens to be an amazing fiddle player. And we've been friends ever since. And so she drove 2.5 hours. I asked her earlier today, are you gonna be around? So she said, it's 2.5 hours away. And then I said, well, maybe it's just too far. And then she wrote back, she said, well, I'm driving, I'll either drive 2.5 hours for a session anyway, or 2.5 hours to play with you. So here she is, delighted. So we're gonna play, let's check the tuning. Yeah. So we're gonna start off with a tune that I very rarely do in concert, but she knows the tune, so it's a tune called Bear Island. I think it's a Finbar Dwyer composition, right? And then we're gonna go into another tune that I learned from somewhere, and I forget where, and then Brian Conway picked it up for me, and Jerry O'Sullivan, the piper, picked it up for me. It's a tune called Abbey Leaks, and I think it's a Patty Ryan tune, I think somebody said. So. jigs, and I'd like to ask my good buddy here, Jesse Winch, to come up and join us. What do you mean now? So, by the way, if you don't know this, I live on a place called Vashon Island off the coast of Seattle. So if you're ever in the Northwest, please come visit and look us up. And in fact, I was just telling this young lady over here that I've been away for almost a month. It's the longest my wife and I have been away from each other since we met. And I'm flying home Friday, and she's got a session scheduled for Saturday. That'll teach you to be away for a whole month. So I'm looking forward to that. But please, I'm sincere in that offer. If you're ever in the Northwest, please come visit, say hi, and we'll put the kettle on or get you some wine or beer or whatever you want. My favorite is single malt scotch. So with this is why I love playing with Margaret, because she knows all the tunes. But we have not talked about, we have no set list written out or anything. I told you this is like being in my living room. So we're just going to play tunes for you guys, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So. after the pandemic somewhat opened up, I had a contact with a friend of mine, Sean Cleland from Chicago. And Sean is a lovely fiddle player, and he actually runs the music school there in Chicago. And so he was coming out to do a dance special and play for the dancing, which he does a lot. And so I said, well, if you're coming out, let's do a few gigs together. And so he brought this next set of tunes with him. And I've actually never played it, that I know of, any mazurkas. And he gave me these two mazurkas. I have no idea what they're called, but I do believe that Tommy Peoples recorded these mazurkas, and I absolutely love them. And so right now they're two of my favorite tunes to play. And again, Margaret happens to know them. And maybe on the second one we do. Yeah. I'm so blessed. Jess and I have known each other for so long, and I'm staying with Jesse and Francesca over here, and I'm down in the mother-in-law's suite downstairs, and I'm looking around, and there's a big framed poster on the wall with the Celtic Thunder, Seamus Egan, and John Whelan.
What year was that?
1990. 1990. So I felt at home. You know, the best part was they have the same couch that we have back in Vashon. It's the same recliner. So I said, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to recline on this couch tonight, and I'm going to fall asleep, which is what I do at home. And my wife wakes me up in the middle of the night to go to bed. And I did. I fell asleep the last 2 nights in that recliner. I feel at home with my good buddy here. And it's so exciting for us to be able to play together again. We've always been geographically challenged, because living in Connecticut is not that far, but with traffic it seems like a really long way away. So we haven't played as much as we would like over the years, but I'm absolutely over the moon. And of course, to me, and he gets embarrassed I say this, to me he's a living legend, you know, in what he's done for Irish music in this community, in this country. He's one of the best, and we're having a really good time together. So we're going to play these, we're going to go berserker with the berserker. Let's do this stuff again. teeth up on the banjo. That wasn't just for show, because we thought about using it for shooting practice, but guy says the banjo player and the accordion player jumped off the Empire State Building. Who hit the ground first? Who cares? My favorite, of course, was what's the difference between an accordion and an onion? Nobody cries when you cut up an accordion. We're going to do 3 reels. So these reels I recorded on my Come to Dance CD a number of years ago, and these are tunes that I learned as a kid in London. I was born in London, part of the London Irish. Both my parents are Irish, and these were the tunes that were going around the sessions back then. And so I learned the Jackie Coleman, the Bag of Spuds, and the Bird in the Bush. And you never know what's going to happen to your music after you put out a recording. And it turns out that this set of tunes was actually used in a daytime soap called Passions. And I can tell you, I have no idea, I haven't seen the show, I have no idea what they were doing when this set of tunes was being played. Just use your own imagination, I guess. at it. So you get an idea of what it's like to, as an Irish musician, you can go anywhere. If you know the tune, you can almost pretty much basically sit down with anybody, anywhere in the world, and play that tune. And that's the beauty about our culture as opposed to some other cultures. It's not quite that easy. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but in my opinion, I don't think it's as easy as that. So we've been blessed to be able to play with people all over the world, and I'm delighted that Keith and Margaret and Jess are here with me tonight. So let's see, we're going to do that too. All right?
We're delighted.
Band and recording always sound great together, but when I get to play with one of the very best in the world, then,
Well, yeah, if you go downstairs, I don't know if during the break or on the way out, there's some flyers down there. There's a company in Ireland called the Wild Atlantic Music Tours, and I'm doing a tour coming up April 29th through May 6th. It's in a really nice, intimate group, so it's, you don't have to think about hordes of people and 2 or 3 busloads of people. This is one bus, and it's a very intimate group of people. So if you're interested in taking a trip to Ireland, this is basically what you see, except not on the stage. We'll be sitting around a fire or whatever, and that is just for the people that take the tour. And then we have special guests every day. I'm sure we're going to be in Malloy's pub in Westport, so we're sure Matt will join us, or Kevin Burke if he's around. But every night, every day we have guests, and it's a wonderful, wonderful event. And of course, as you can tell already, I talk a lot, so I will tell a lot of stories maybe, and you know, and give you hopefully some insightful information about my growth in traditional Irish music. Even though I was born in London, I got to play with some of the greats over the years. Generation before me in London and in Ireland, and then of course the generation before me when I came to America in 1980. I was showing Jesse a picture yesterday of one of my first gigs in the U.S. in the Catskills, Irish Catskills in East Durham, playing with Andy McGann, the great Andy McGann, just the 2 of us, and I'm there with my really cool cut-off T-shirt and muscles that I no longer have, and about 60 pounds lighter than what I am right now. But anyway, so it's really, that's what it's all about. For me, the music is about coming together, friendship, and people, and you don't have to play, but if you play, you join in, but if you don't play, you listen, and like you are tonight, and hopefully you get something out of it. So it's if you can't do it this year, we'll do another one next year, but think about it, take a flyer, and give it some thought. We need to get out again, right? We've been shut down for way too long. So we had a great tour last year, very, very successful, and everybody seemed to have a good time. So we're having some people return this year, which I'm really proud of and happy about. So anyway, so we'll play a couple of hornpipes for you. We're going to do, again, some traditional tunes. We'll do a Dunphy's hornpipe, and Dunphy's, so we won't do Dunphy's. We'll do a Showman's Fancy. I think we did that the other one. And then do Galway? No?
You play whatever you want to play.
If we know it, we'll do it.
We're here to support.
We'll end up with the Galway. How's that?
Yeah.
Well, we could do, then we'll finish with Galway if you don't know those two, right? Are you okay with it, or you want to go back to we were going to do,
What are you going to do now for the first one?
I think we're going to do the Taylor's Twist.
Oh, okay.
But I can go back to what I was
No.
doing. Because I know, Margaret knows those two. It's like, you know, being in a family, isn't it, you know? 1, 2, 3. slow things down, we're gonna play a little waltz. And this is a tune I wrote many, many years ago for my mother. My mother, Mary, was from a place called Ballingarry in Turles, County Tipperary. And my mother taught me how to waltz when I was 6 or 7 years old. And so I thought I would repay her by writing this tune for her after all the times I stomped on her toes and everything. We did actually get to dance to this, the recording I did of this waltz. Unfortunately, we lost my mother at a very young age in 2007 at the age of 66. I'm very, very happy that we had that moment together. This ended up actually being used on a documentary. If you haven't seen it, you should take a look at it. You can find it probably on YouTube. It's called From Shore to Shore. It's a wonderful documentary about Irish music in New York during the turn of the 1900s and up until the mid-80s when the documentary was made. So it's not a new documentary, but it has a lot of amazing footage. And of course, I'm on it, Eileen Ivers is on it. The generation, these are my peers when I came to America in 1980. Joni Madden, Eileen Ivers, myself, Willie Kelly, and a whole bunch of others. So it's a wonderful documentary, but they actually used it, the waltz, for the credit rolls for that documentary. So I'm very proud to be a part of that project. So this is my Ballingarry lady. We started
7:30.
7:30? Okay, well, just, you know, because I tend to go long, so I'm not looking at the time because I want it to go by quickly. I talk too much and I end up doing like an hour and a half set before the break. So we're gonna take, I think we're gonna take a little break, not now, but I mean, during this show because there's wine and stuff, and you know, I like an audience that's sauced up, you know, more relaxed, you know. So, you know, again, some old trad tunes. These are things I don't normally do in concert, but because I have these folks with me, it's really nice to be able to do this. So we'll do a tune called Dowds Number 9 that I learned from the great Joe Cooley. Joe Cooley, if you don't know, you should really look him up. He's a legend in the accordion world. He lived in San Francisco, but he lived a couple of different places, but he ended up going back to Ireland because he knew he was dying. And he did a recording shortly before he died, which is phenomenal. And I learned this tune, Dowds Number 9, from that recording. I did, however, get to meet him when I was 13. And my teacher, Brendan Mulcair, was the brother of the banjo player on that recording, Desi Mulcair. And so he brought a bunch of his students to Clare, and we got to meet him, and I chatted with him for a couple of minutes. So it was an amazing memory to have. Didn't fully appreciate who he was at the time, but I can certainly tell you I appreciate him now. So we do Dowds Number 9, a tune called The Wise Maid, same key I think, but who cares? I always, my good friend Brian Conway, is a great fiddle player. I always tell him it's his favorite key change, D to D. And why not? Let's finish up with another D tune. We'll do The Maid Behind the Bar. There you go. I don't want anybody to think I'm sick here. I'm not sick. I freely admit I'm a smoker, and it's not good. I know that already, so I don't want to hear it, okay? I blame it on the dust doing the kitchen. That's remodeling the kitchen. So here we go. Dowds Number 9. take a little break. But I want to invite, here he is. Yeah, yeah. Axel is a student at Jesse's. Yeah.
Need my cushion too.
Where are you going? Oh, no, get your, no, double borrow. You're gonna go double. So Jesse taught this young fella to play. I just met him. You guys can trade off, so that's fun, right? We do a couple of jigs, is that okay? How about that? And then, I think that's what it's fudging or roughly. Made on the green, one of them was made on the green and green. Okay? 3, 5. Let me try that again, ready? 3, 5. is 13 years old. It reminds me very much of when I was a young lad, and I'm still trying to convince all these young people that I used to look like them at one time, especially my own kids, that I did actually come to America weighing 120 pounds and a size 30 waist. Apparently he's an amazing swimmer. We've learned so much about this young man. I only met him a couple hours ago, and he's a really great player. First time I heard of him, so I didn't even hear him. I trusted Jesse was his teacher that he was going to make the grade. I think he did, didn't he? Yeah. So the other good news is I don't have anything to sell you. But if you are interested, I have stuff on Bandcamp. I have a CD on Bandcamp. It's an album of original tunes that I've written. 33 original tunes. It's almost 80 minutes of music. You can't put 80 minutes of music on a CD because it's only 80 minutes long. So 79 point something minutes long. I do not have the physical copies, however. So if you decide you want to get it, you get the download, unfortunately, because I got 100 units in the mail and they were all corrupted. Wow. I can't use them, so I've got to get them repressed. I do have stuff on a website called gumroad.com. You've never heard of it? It's a great website. So if you do johnwhelan/gumroad.com, I started doing tune learning videos with people live on Zoom. And I've made those available, and I've discounted them for Christmas. So there's 24, I think, items on there. There's one accordion workshop which is not discounted because it's 3 hours long. And so if you're interested in accordion, you can download that. But they're $5 a piece, so I think for a 1 hour video on learning a tune with the printed music and everything is not a bad deal.
Some of the tunes we played tonight, I learned off of this.
Oh yeah, great. I didn't know that either. So, the other thing is, during the pandemic, some of you know already, but a lot of you may not know, I started a slow session during the pandemic. And so far we've done 67 weeks of slow tunes. But 2020 and 2021 are available online for free. I decided to keep that as part of my legacy, hopefully, going to my later years. And I want it to be available for anybody that wants to learn tunes and get a sense of what a session is like. So that's available. I don't have the link right now with me, but I will get it to you if you're interested. And again, it's free. This is not a scam. It's like in fact, my friend that helped me with it, Michael Eskin from San Diego, had another friend that actually, not only did we have the full versions of the videos, which are generally an hour and a half long, he actually took the individual MP3s and made individual MP3s. There are 400 sets of tunes available for free to all, any of you that might want to learn a tune or just listen. It's there for you. I'm very proud of that. So I'm not selling, but I am selling my tour. That's the only thing I'm selling right now. So think about that. Take the flyer, and we'll take a very short break because I know it's Wednesday, right? So it is Wednesday, and so it's the middle of the week. We want to make sure that you guys get to work in the morning, you know. Or if you're like me, just take the day off. Thank you so much.